We are live with episode 15 of Vindication. My name is Alexander Shaw, joined by Jay Jones, and we have an absolutely electric night here tonight on the Vindication Super Show. And to get things started off, oh god, Jay, just you take this one.
Very new talent. Garnett Core versus Tommy Hazard. Tommy Hazard thinking all these new guys need to pay their dues, so he's out here to bury new talent.
Why, he was a young guy once, right? He was just as cocky. He was in fact less cocky than most of the guys that are currently on the roster, yet he's the one talking about how people are entitled and privileged. Give me a break. Garnett Court had a great showing in his triple threat match, and Tommy Hazard unprovokedly attacked him. Garnett Court looking for some revenge here tonight, and personally, I don't blame him.
The opening match of the Vindication Super Show is set for one fall. Introducing first, Garnett Court.
Garnett Court making his way down now, and got to say, regardless of what you think about the man, a match against Tommy Hazard this early in your career is definitely a boon to have. I mean, if you win, you're a set man. I mean, very few people can say they've beaten Tommy Hazard in general, but in their second match?
Indeed. Just imagine what that would do for his career. Former Vindication heavyweight champion, and he just wins it. That just boosts his career to a new height. 100%.
Yes. But as much as I hate to admit it, beating Tommy Hazard is not a simple task. I mean, many have tried, and most of them have failed. And Garnett Court, I've got to be honest, he definitely has the size advantage going into this one, but Tommy Hazard has never been one to let his size, weaken him. He's always been one to find a new way to innovate around his opponents, and I hate to say it, but that's probably one of the reasons why he's considered one of the best in the CWL today.
That could very well be the case.
I hate the guy, but you can't deny the results. And Garnett Court right now, he's got a bit of a mountain to climb if he wants to pick up his first win here tonight.
And his opponent, weighing 235 pounds. From Toronto, Canada, the Phoenix, Tommy Hazard.
Some call him the God, some call him the Phoenix, some call him a backstabbing, no good piece of trash, but regardless, you have to keep in mind that this man has been a focal point of the CWL main event scene ever since probably the first Midsummer's Mayhem, and now we're approaching our third Midsummer's Mayhem, and it appears the Tommy Hazard train has not lost any steam, much to my disappointment.
I mean, you're right. Other than, only not even defending it once. But other than that, the man's doing great as of now. Like, he's dropping money out of the sky for all these fans. I mean, he's got to be doing well, at least.
Yeah, I wouldn't try and cash that in there, Jay. It's probably fraudulent in some way. Much like a lot of this man's so-called accomplishments. He says, I'm a two-time Vindication World Heavyweight Champion. But he's never defended the title a single time successfully. He lost it to Nightmare on his first defense. And he lost it to Ace Anderson, an actual fighting champion, on his first defense. And we'll see Ace Anderson later on tonight against Tommy Vegas. But for now, we've got a different, much less likable Tommy on our hands. And he's looking here tonight to prove that his generation, the Season 1 generation, is the best in CWL, and that the next generation, they need to wait a bit before they start asking for things like title shots.
In Tommy's word, pay your dues. But here we go. These men getting ready Ring-a-ding, and we are underway.
And you can already see the size advantage that Garnet Court has as he lands that massive suplex, sending him crashing to the ground. Tommy Hazard is definitely, in terms of accolades, you might think that Garnet Court is the uphill battle, but in terms of physicality, it's Tommy that's going to be punching upwards.
You gotta think that Tommy Hazard also has the experience on Garnet Court. Garnet Court being a newcomer here to CWL.
That's very
and like
true.
You said earlier, Tommy being a Season 1 veteran.
And there we see some of that experience there. He adapted to that backdrop driver. He saw it earlier in the match. Garnet went for it a second time, and this time Tommy had the counter. And now, Tommy targeting the leg, trying to cut the big man down to size. You take away the legs of a big man, he's just a man.
Indeed, and here we see him stomping, just showing that physicality that you said that he has, but then just the brutality that Tommy Hazard here has.
Yeah, the brutality just snapping back on the ankle, but Garnet Court elbow to the lower back of Tommy Hazard, and now trying to get something going here. Huge lariat in the corner.
And we see him go for that pin, maybe trying to catch Tommy off guard. Not even a 1 count. Tommy.
No, but to push off that big of a guy, it's going to use some strength, but
driving the head into the ground.
Yeah, and you've got to feel that so far this match has been a bit of a nightmare for Garnet Court. He has not been able to get as much offense as you feel he wanted to in the early goings. And at this point, it might be smarter for Garnet to try and save his energy and try and survive the onslaught of Tommy Hazard.
And here we see the camel clutch. Will he make Garnet Court tap out here? Garnet Court going under, sweeping his legs onto his face. I see Garnet Court with the upper hand, knocking Tommy back down. Just the strength advantage in general.
I've got to say though, if I'm Garnet Court, I want this match done as soon as possible, because from what in my experience in CWL, Tommy Hazard is very much so a man who, the longer the match goes, the more it benefits Hazard. If you're able to put him away quick, you're going to put him away. And speaking of putting people away, he's looking to end it quick.
Desolation! Desolation Sleeper!
Desolation Sleeper locked in. Garnet Court nowhere to go in the center of the ring. Tommy
back
on it. Court, though, trying to fight. Snapmare sends Tommy across the ring. Hazard catches the leg, and now continuing with the submissions here. And there we see almost a figure 4 sharpshooter.
Like a sharpshooter Boston Crab almost. You see him flicking him forward. You see Garnet Court taking advantage, taking the upper hand, I guess, in this match, wrenching the arm back. And just imagine, not only does he have the strength, and he's just wrenching it back, pulling it back, I don't know, almost out of socket.
And we've seen Tommy, if you get rid of that elbow, it makes it harder for him to keep the hold in for future Desolation Sleepers, trying to make it so that he won't have the ability to lock it in as well as he'd hope so. And that's very smart from Garnet Court. He may not be as experienced as Tommy, but he has that ring IQ.
Yeah, and then we see big kick to the back of the knee, and then goes for German suplex. The strength on display of Tommy Hazard. Kick out at 1. I didn't think he could do that.
The resiliency, however, Tommy Hazard, well, you hear the sirens blaring. I think he's calling for the stage 4 biohazard.
And there it is, and that's got to be it.
Into the cover. 1, 2.
Oh, kick out at 2.
No one has ever kicked out of the stage 4 biohazard. And Garnet Court refusing to stay down.
And like you said,
that has to be incensed right now.
Tommy Hazard, here he goes, going for the pin once again. 1, 2, kick out at 2. Tommy just doesn't know what to do at this point. He's given him the Desolation Sleeper and then the Class 4 Biohazard. Like, what else can he do?
And usually we hardly ever see him go for the stage 4 Biohazard. And gotta be honest, the fact that Garnet could kick out, what is it going to take to put this man down for good? Tommy stomps in.
Oh my goodness.
I think Tommy Hazard is on a warpath now. If he was not incensed and angry at Garnet Court before, he has got to be fuming at this point.
Dude, man.
Garnet just trying to fight back here.
Then we see that lariat again. And Garnet Court going for the head one. Kick out at one.
Court has not been able to get much going so far in this match, but now maybe looking to put him down for good here.
Onto the shoulders, fireman's carry.
The legs. Fisherman driver there. It's like fireman's driver. And Court, that could be enough. He might have the upset here into
One,
the cover.
Two, three. And Garnet Court pulls it off.
Garnet Court picking up a absolutely meteoric win.
And then you gotta think, what can this do for this man's career? He just beat Tommy Hazard, two-time Vindication World Heavyweight Champion.
And not only doing that, he kicked out of Tommy Hazard's best shot. That Class 4 Biohazard. I've got to be honest. I am speechless here, Jay. I am purely flabbergasted.
I'm the same as you. I can't believe it.
Tommy Hazard, you know, possibly it was overconfidence. Maybe it was Garnet Court just having the will to win. We don't know, but regardless, Garnet Court picking up a massive victory.
Garnet Court.
Dude.
A big win for the big man Garnet Court, and now coming up next after that, we've got a clash of two people that have been here since season 1. We've got Dr. Wrestling Jr. going up against Taurus, and I've got to say this is a bit of a rematch from the tag title match a couple weeks ago. Taurus getting the count-out victory on Dr. Wrestling Jr. in that tag match. Dr. Wrestling Jr. You've got to feel looking for some form of redemption here.
And I gotta say that as well.
The following match is set for one fall. Introducing first, accompanied by Michael Young, one half of your CWL Tag Team Champions, weighing 250 pounds, from Tacoma, Washington, Paris.
Taurus make his way down to the ring, flanked by Misfits tag partner Michael Young. And I've got to say, with Taurus, you know, he's got to be feeling the biggest of highs right now. After going 2 seasons with no titles, finally becoming tag champion. And you've got the part he has to sympathize with them going for the counter. They've tried so hard to get these titles. They are not going to lose them by any means necessary. And maybe that means isn't necessarily the most honorable. However, they do now get to choose the stipulation for their next matchup here for the tag titles. And I've got to say, with people like Harris and Michael Young, there is absolutely no telling what that stipulation is going to be.
Yeah, these guys are absolutely unpredictable. I couldn't even begin to think what they might pick.
And the opponents, accompanied by Ebak, representing the Order.
Making their way down to the ring, the Order. Ebak and Dr. Wrestling Jr. And these two, they were so close to becoming tag champions just a couple weeks ago, and now they'll get another shot at 0 Hour, but it's not going to be on their terms. It's going to be on the Misfits, and you have to feel this is the big chance for redemption for both of them. Both these guys, you know, they're looking to bounce back. They're looking to prove that if it wasn't a count-out, they would be the victors, and they would be a tag champs right now. And you've got to feel it's both teams want this equally as bad.
And there they are, both these men getting ready. And here we are, going underway, ring a ding, and let's get this match started, locking up. Harris is throwing him down. see the big strikes. And then you look again. Here we have another size advantage. Harris. Oh, and then it looks like it doesn't matter. Hurricane Rana kick to the back. Harris takes it in.
Yeah, Harris definitely more of a striker and a power guy, whereas Dr. Wrestling Jr., he's very much so a technical wrestler, a bit of a speedy wrestler, gonna try and confuse his opponents with different flips and Hurricane Ranas and what have you, and also a bit of an aerial fighter.
And now we see Snapmare. Kick to the back to Dr. Wrestling Jr. Bringing him up to his feet now. Kick to the gut. Can we just go to the corner?
Oh, goes for the snake eyes, but Dr. Wrestling Jr. able to get down and into the chop block. And now, what does he have in mind here? Picking up Harris. And although this isn't a tag team match, you've got to feel Dr. Wrestling Jr. is in the friendly corner right now with Ebak. Because
they see goes for the
super kick to Dr. Wrestling Jr., but Harris able to dodge it, and now Harris's turn to send him off the ropes. And there we see that little combination, that shot to the gut and then a shot to the head. And now Harris targeting Dr. Wrestling Jr. with those punches.
So you see Dr. Wrestling Jr. flips around an arm drag. Dr. Wrestling Jr., like you said earlier, trying to confuse him with all these flips. See big stomp there. He rolls over. Harris making up to his feet now. The big running Enziguri.
Enziguri to Harris, and now Dr. Wrestling Jr. Oh, kicked off by Harris. It seems, this is pretty evenly matched so far. Neither man able to get a distinct advantage in the early goings.
Indeed, both these men just going back and forth. As we see, they're slamming him all against the floor. Against the mat, I should say.
And now Harris being brought to his feet by Dr. Wrestling Jr. And Dr. Wrestling Jr. sends him into the corner. Goes for that splash, but Harris had scouted this time, but Dr. Wrestling Jr. not to be denied.
Hops back over the ropes there. Goes for Enziguri. He moves out of the way. Stomps to the back. Or stomps to the legs. He goes for a big bicycle kick there.
And now it's Harris's turn to stop Dr. Wrestling Jr. at pretty much every turnpike. And now just stomping him in the corner. And now choking him in the corner. We know Harris tends to go a bit to the rough side, a bit to the extreme. And he does have a 5 count to break it.
Yeah, like you said, a little bit rough.
And now, speaking of rough, it's about to be a rough landing for Dr. Wrestling Jr. The horror bomb connects into the cover. 1, 2. No,
kick out at 2.
Harris, though, calling for the end once more, lifting him up onto his shoulders. And a go to sleep to Dr. Wrestling Jr. into the cover. 1. No!
Ebak taking the ref out of the ring.
Ebak, not the first time he saved a compatriot by removing the referee from the match, but regardless, I think Harris might have had the match won there if it was not for Ebak removing the referee from the equation. And like I said about, even though it's not a tag match, there being a friendly corner, Harris was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. But he is not letting up on the offense as he hits that backpack stunner.
Yeah, now I see Harris. And bringing the legs. Crossing him.
Wrenching back and a curb stomp to Dr. Wrestling Jr.
Having that surfboard stretch.
Now going for it a second time. And Ebak just being forced to watch it there. And a knee a little down south there, Jay.
Yeah, and you see Ebak on the outside, just a little disgusted. You could say. Saw him kind of flinch there when he dropped the knee. Now we see Harris bringing him up, and he rolls through.
But Dr. Jr. rolls through sunset flip into the cover. 1, 2.
No. Kick out at 2.5. Dr. Wrestling Jr. almost stole it there.
Oh, goes for another roll up crucifix. 1. No.
Kick out at 1.
Chop. This time, a violence party here by Dr. Wrestling Jr. Off the ropes and a big knee strike. Dr. Wrestling Jr. now got to be thinking of what he's got to do to put Harris down.
They're catching his breath.
Oh, Harris still catching him with the headbutt. Dr. St. Jr. now, tried to go up and approach, but Harris keeping him at a distance with that kick to the gut. And a pop-up headbutt from Harris.
Now
That's
Harris
called
looking,
your noggin, kids.
Harris looking for something big here. Can we see another go to sleep?
And this time staring down Ebak as he hits it into
Right
the
in
cover.
Ebak's
1,
face.
2, 3,
Kick out at
no!
2.
Dr. St. Jr., he is a former world champion for a reason.
Pop up
Harris
punch.
not letting up.
I see it. Oh, just bringing his head up and stomping him back down. Can we see
And
it?
Harris almost deliberately doing all this brutality to Douglas Jr. while staring down Ebak in the process, almost like he's trying to send a message saying, in 1 week's time at 0 hour, this is going to be you in the ring with me.
Maybe.
And now,
Saw the DDT there now. Here, oh, jawbreaker. Maybe looking to get some momentum. Gets with calf kick, misses.
and Harris again just keeping on the offense. Dr. Jr. not able to get anything going thus far. And now just giving him a bit of a face wash as Harris off the ropes. Big boot in the corner.
Dr. Wrestling Jr.'s yet to get much offense in this match. Harris just been dominating most of it.
And
And
now
Harris
Harris,
breaker again.
another
We
forward
do.
bomb to Dr. Wrestling Jr. into the cover here. One, two, 3.
3, and that's
As Harris picks up the win.
in brutal fashion.
Harris, I think he is out to send a message here tonight. You know, he was absolutely brutal in this match, and Dr. Jr., to his credit, did not give up. But in the end, Harris was just too much for the good doctor to take. And at 0 hour, could this be a peek into what's going to happen when these two face 2-on-2 at 0 hour? Especially with the Misfits choosing the stipulation for the match.
Whenever we see this, that GTS right in front of Ebak, just sending a message. You see Ebak. 1, 2.
And there was the kick out. That's what we thought was the end. And I think maybe for Doc Weston Jr.'s health, it maybe should have been the end. But Harris kept up the offense, kept up the brutality, and was able to pick up the win.
Of the match, Harris.
Big win for Harris, picking up massive amounts of momentum heading in to their collision at 0 hour. He has yet to reveal what the stipulation is going to be. So hopefully we'll find out in the next coming days, or perhaps it'll be a surprise until the match itself starts. We'll have to find out. But regardless, Harris and Michael Young riding high into 0 hour. And speaking of riding high, we've got two women who have been on a hot streak right now. As April goes up against Rox, winner faces Marilyn Benson at 0 hour.
Yeah, and then face her in an open weight title match as well.
April on the run of her career so far, whereas Rox again looking to be back on the trail, it sort of seemed, back in the saddle, picking up steam. One woman faces Marilyn Benson in 1 week's time. Who is it going to be?
The following match is set for 1 fall and is for the #1 contendership to the CWL Openweight Championship. Introducing first, weighing 99 pounds, from Tokyo, Japan, April.
Make her way down to the ring. April looking to get her first title shot in CWL yet. And again, I'm gonna sound like a broken record here, but I've said this multiple times. If you had chosen April as who's gonna be the woman to break out here in the CWL for season 3, I would have laughed straight in your face, audibly. I would have posted it on Instagram and said what an idiot this person is, but you'd be right. April has been on a tear.
Indeed she has. Maybe that tear could get her a title shot.
I mean, she's been asking for one. She's been asking one since before she had actually won a match. But regardless, she actually has a chance to get to that here tonight. All she has to do is beat Rox, and that's not going to be particularly easy.
And her opponent, weighing 275 pounds, from Buffalo, New York, the monster known as Rox.
Rox making her way down to the ring, and she always seems like someone who is so close to greatness yet so far away. And tonight she looks to get so close once more, as she was in the match to determine the inaugural openweight champion against Holly Queen, and now she faces the woman that beat the woman she couldn't beat, Marilyn Benson, if she beats April here tonight.
Indeed, you gotta think that Rox probably going into this thinks that this is probably gonna be easy for her. But I think she might need to double think that, rethink it. April's been on tear as of late, but you gotta think that this is also gotta be like one of the biggest challenges for April.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, not to say the women she's been beating aren't impressive, but Rox is just a force. There's having a wrestling match, and then there's having a wrestling match against Rox. They are two completely separate entities, and I think April might be about to find that out firsthand here tonight.
And I wouldn't even call it a wrestling match with Rox, I'd just call it a fight. Less of a wrestling match.
I'd just call it also a fight to win and more a fight for survival, as April just gets tosses off by Rox there, sent into the corner. But April trying to fight back here.
And just look at the size difference. Rox has easily a foot on April, and another like at least 100 pounds.
Oh, but April with that devastating backhand.
And just stomps to the back of the legs there. One kick out at one.
I don't think Rox was expecting that. I've got to be honest, I wasn't either. But that backhand absolutely rocked Rox.
Yeah. And now we see April, big strikes to the back, clubbing strikes. Then you see goes for a strike again. Rox just coming back. Rox maybe a little bit mad that April would even embarrass her like that. And then you see the big boot.
Or maybe not even mad, more so just woken up. I think she maybe thought, oh, this is going to be, light work, easy work. It's April who, doesn't have the greatest win-loss record, to be fair, but I think after she got absolutely, knocked for a loop after that backhand, she's definitely going to be taking April a bit more seriously.
Yeah, I feel that Rox thought this was just a walk in the park, but I think she's now understanding that it's not going to be that way. Rox getting sent to the corner by April, and then Rox getting her back in. Big boots to the face. Reverse DDT. April getting some momentum here. Kick to the back.
If I'm April, I want to keep the big woman grounded, get as much done as you can on the ground, because you do not want to box with Rox, and you do not want to try and outpower Rox.
Yeah, April really needs to use her speed in this match. A big boot once again.
And I don't think that's the type of speed April wants to be using. And I'm talking about the velocity in which she was sent to the ground there. As Rox now lifting her up, powerbomb position, and just falling powerbomb from Rox.
Now I see elbow to the inside of the leg there. Bringing her up to her feet now.
And a big right hand.
Oh, can we see falling Rox here?
Yeah, electric chair face buster.
Falling Rox.
And a falling April to boot. And now we see her on the shoulder. shoulders here. And hard rocks connects.
And that's gotta be it.
Yeah, and I think April
One,
just found out it's a hard
two.
rock.
Kick out at 2!
April not letting the season change just yet. Wanted to keep that dream alive just a little bit longer. But Rox now, I think she realized that she needs to turn up the gas. She needs to put April away as soon as possible.
You gotta also think, what about the energy that April used pushing up that much larger...
The much bigger frame of Rox, I agree, yeah.
Yes.
But with April, though, you know, she's definitely not a power person. It's going to come through her strikes and her submissions that she's going to be able to try and pick up a win here. But she needs to stay on Rox. She can't let Rox get to her feet like this.
Dude, they're just staring at each other. April is not even moving a muscle.
I think it's more so who's going to flinch first. You know, who's going to be the person to make a mistake? Who's going to be the one to charge at the other? Because, here's the thing. You know, your move... See, there we see. Rox went for the move first and April had it ready. And was able to get out. And now, kick to the gut. Off the ropes. Flying hip attack by April. She kept patient. And now, into the cover.
One,
April...
two. Kick out at 2. And April's just stunned. She thought that she had that. She got out of that body slam and then with that flying hip attack.
But now April locking in, crossface chicken wing locked in. Rox nowhere to go in the ring.
Well, Rox tap.
Rox dreams of being openweight champion are slipping away right now. But April, I think Rox hit with a shot to the gut there with an elbow, but April started to release it. But now, is the damage done into the cover? No.
Kick out at 2. April thought maybe she got enough energy out of Rox during that crossface chicken. She could maybe get a pin.
Now April just trying to keep on the offense here. You know, there was a time where she stayed patient, and that was smart. But now she needs to capitalize on her current advantages.
Super kick there. Now we see bringing her up to her feet once again. Can we see this flying hip attack once again? And we do.
It connects into the cover. One, two. Is April going to 0 hour? She is.
She is. April has a ticket to 0 hour in an open weight title match.
Again, I am left speechless here tonight. This has become a common theme, unfortunately. But April, this has been almost like the miracle run of this season. No one has expected it. I don't know how many people necessarily have wanted it, but it's certainly happening. And now we have Marilyn Benson going up against April. If you are looking for two completely different people fighting for the Openweight Championship, you could not get any different.
And you gotta think, maybe it's from all this training of sorts from Brandon, maybe paying off now.
Could be very possible. But at the same time,
The winner of the
regardless of how it happens,
and your
April
new
is your new number one contender.
April.
And there she is, celebrating that win that she rightfully deserved and earned.
And you've got to feel the celebrations at the April and Brandon household are definitely going to be taking place here tonight. But regardless, coming up next, we have one of our 3 big matches of the night. The YouTube title is up for grabs as Chris Princess faces Scott Smith. And Scott Smith, man, you talk about April having a meteoric rise this season. Scott Smith, he debuted this season, went on a losing streak this season, and now he's on a winning streak this season. And now, if he beats Chris Princess, that might be the contender for upset of the year. But again, keyword there is upset. Chris Princess is not losing this title very easily.
The following match is set for 1-4 and is for the YouTube Championship. Introducing first, the challenger, weighing 217 pounds, from Nebraska, USA.
Making his way to the ring, repping the red, white, and blue, Scott Smith. And I've got to say, we talked earlier about, new talent in CWL. We saw Garnet Court pick up a massive win over Tommy Hazard. I mean, I'm not going to call my shot here, but is this the night of the new generation? Is this the night of Scott Smith beating Chris Princess?
Very well could be the night of the new generation. But I guess there is only one way to find out, and that will be in our next match. The Scott Smith taking on Chris Princess.
But at the same time, Chris Princess, many consider him Superstar of the Year material right now, and I can't really dispute that. Scott Smith has got quite the mountain to climb here tonight.
And your champion, accompanied by the fabulous, furious Freaks. From somewhere in Canada, your YouTube champion, Chris Princess.
They are fabulous, they are furious, and they are freaky. The fabulous Furious Freaks making their way down to the ring, flanking Chris Princess here. And I think that might be Scott Smith's biggest disadvantage here tonight, is going to be the fact that Chris Princess is going to have some back. He's going to have eyes in the back of his head at all times when fighting Chris Princess. And fighting Chris Princess is hard enough. Fighting Chris Princess when Chris Princess is Isaac and Valencia on the outside is even harder. And ever since this, this reformation of the Freaks has happened, it's been hard to say that they're stoppable. You've got Chris Princess seemingly leading the charge as, again, what many would say is the Superstar of the Year.
Yeah, I think you brought this up a week or two ago. We have the fabulous one, which is obviously Chris Princess, but who is the Furious and who is the Freak? And I almost want to say that Valencia is the Freak. Just look at the face, man. It's like,
Hey. Isaac's also wearing face.
But just, I don't know.
Well, regardless of which F is which, Chris Princess, looking at that title one more time. Scott Smith, gotta feel he's a man on a mission here tonight. He beats Chris Princess and he shocks the world. Smith, Princess, one of these men look determined, one of these men looks like it's not taken too seriously, but regardless, this one is underway. Call elbow tie, but Scott Smith pushes Chris Princess into the corner.
Will we see a break? Ref gotta split it up and...
A clean break. Gotta be honest, kind of surprises me there, but Smith sneaking in an elbow as Chris Princess went for a takedown. But Princess making him pay now with a clothesline. And not letting go of that wrist control on another one. And looking to be giving him just a taste of what he's going to be feeling from a possible true Purple Rainmaker.
Yeah, and a backflip. There by Chris Princess. Oh, gorilla press onto the knee. Military press, I should say.
And now it seems like Scott Smith looking to show like, hey, he's here to play as well. He's not just going to sit down and take this beating from Chris Princess, but Princess, not going to make it easy for the newcomer either.
I see Chris Princess sending Smith into the corner, and then a big clothesline to the back. Chris bringing up onto his feet, arm drag.
Boot to the head, no, Princess gets out of the way. Turns him around, elbow to the back, and now has him in the corner. This is not a good spot for Scott Smith. He needs to start fighting out of this corner. But Chris Princess with the massive big boot, nearly taking the head off of Scott Smith.
And then goes for a pin one, kick out at one. If you even call it a one count. Kick to the back. This match has been very back and forth, but it looks like Chris Princess trying to take control.
Yeah, it seems like Princess has had a bit of an advantage so far in the early goings of the match, but Smith has definitely been showing some fight here and there. Gotta feel this one's far from over. Oh, but Princess going for that inner
Just taking
thigh
a
grab.
claw. That's good. I don't think that was the inner thigh. Oh,
Well, okay, and I don't think this is
Ref?
necessarily legal here in this contest.
bruh.
I mean,
He's on the top rope. He's on the middle rope.
I mean, they are technically the ones doing a move to him. It's more Princess. They're just assisting. But regardless, a sparkle bomb off the top rope.
And is that it?
Referee.
Wait, sitting Isaac out. Sitting Isaac out.
And now,
Sitting
ejecting
Valencia.
Valencia. And that may have just cost Chris Princess getting the pinfall there. I think the interference could have backfired from the Freaks.
And here we see.
And now we see
Side
Princess
headlock there.
trying to keep control back in his, his domain here. But Smith has been fighting as best he can. It's not often you get hit with a triple powerbomb. And now hitting with the jawbreaker, and Smith trying to mount some sort of comeback here. Powerbomb position, lifting him up. And
Big
connects,
powerbomb.
nearly clipping his head on the back of that turnbuckle. And one thing that Chris has to look out for is that guillotine choke with Smith, because Smith has been, battered for this match, but I think if he locks that choke in, Chris Princess might be forced to tap.
Indeed, back elbow by Princess. Sending him into the corner there.
And
No.
Princess goes for something in the corner, but Smith able to get out of it. Smith now, he's sending Chris into the corner. Both these men trying to make sure that, the other man has less room to move. And speaking of room to move, he's not, he's got a bit of a, he's moving something up into the, region.
I guess you're right. Big elbow to the back of the head there. Bringing him up to his feet now.
Oh, to turn him around
Right.
there, but Smith able to get out of it. But now, Princess headlock into the punch and now laying in the strikes. But Smith trying to keep staying up, but Princess eventually puts him down. And now
Princess is
Princess,
something big here.
and now German suplex, and it's gonna be followed up by the true purple Rainmaker.
And that's gotta be it. Ref. One,
First Princess
2,
has
3,
successfully retained the YouTube title.
and you know what? That's just a load of garbage. Princess cheated. Princess cheated.
I mean, at this point though, there's been a precedent that it's been allowed. So
The
like,
winner of the match, and still your YouTube champion, Chris
I was saying
Princess.
earlier, there's been a precedent of the triple powerbomb being allowed as long as both members are immediately ejected afterwards. But regardless of what powerbomb was hit by who, Princess picks up the victory and retains the YouTube title once more.
You
Who
know what?
can stop Chris Princess?
I don't know. All of them are a bunch of freaks, not even just one of them.
And now from one title match to the other, we've got, oh, hold on. It appears Valencia,
She's back.
I guess, make your way down to the ring after getting ejected. Looking to, I don't know why she's here. We know she's been having, she's been almost stalked, you could say, by Melissa Falcon over the past couple weeks, and now maybe looking to, make a statement here tonight. Looking to find a microphone.
Got a mic.
So let's see what she has to say now. And Valencia, so I make the challenge, and Melissa Falcon nowhere to be seen, and I guess Valencia going into the audience, and she's grabbed a fan from the audience in a Melissa Falcon mask and sending her over the guardrail. What is going on? Someone get security down here.
See, this is what I'm talking about. All of these Fabulous Furious Freaks, just like I said, they're all freaks. Look, what is she doing? This fan didn't do anything. She's just supporting her favorite wrestler. Like, I don't understand.
And Valencia now lifting up this fan. And Melissa Falcon now make your way down to the ring. Valencia.
Falcon, full sprint.
Letting go of the fan, I think. Yeah, letting go of the fan. Now Melissa Falcon gets in the ring, but is immediately stomped by Valencia. Now Valencia laying in the strikes on
those
Melissa
hammer
Falcon.
fist, and then those elbows. Just clubbing elbows.
And now going to the top, maybe looking for that moon stomp. Looking to inflict some punishment on Melissa Falcon.
Oh, Melissa Falcon out of the way.
Turns her around, lifts me up for the French 5. But wait, Valencia trying to roll out of it onto the apron. And Valencia able to grab that top rope and get out of the French 5. And now Melissa Falcon calling down here. Valencia wanted to fight so bad. Melissa looking to give it to her, but Valencia on a retreat right now. Gotta feel this is becoming more and more personal between these two. And speaking of fights that have become personal, Ace Anderson versus Tommy Vegas for the Vindication World title. Vegas beat Anderson before, and now that Ace Anderson has become champion, he won his first challenger to be Tommy Vegas. He made the challenge last week, and it was accepted. Now, we get to see if Tommy Vegas can be the next Vindication World Champion, or will the Sin City Savior strike out?
The following match is set for 1 fall and is for the Vindication Heavyweight Championship.
And making his way down to the ring, the Sin City Saint, Tommy Vegas, in his first title match, I believe, of his CWL career.
Yes, he was in a number one contenders match for the YouTube title just a couple weeks ago in a triple threat. Came up short in that one, but now, you know, and that's what we talk about with wins and losses mattering here in the CWL. He may have lost that one, but he has beaten Ace Anderson before, and that's what earned him the shot here tonight. Keep that in mind as well. All the other victories he's been picking up along the way. He is definitely someone who has earned his way to this match.
Dude, nothing here in CWL is handed. You must earn it. And making their way down to the ring, we saw the other half of the order earlier on. Now we have Ricky Valentine and Ace Anderson.
And Ricky Valentine here in the match, but was not scheduled to be here. It was originally supposed to be just Ace Anderson and Tommy Vegas. Now, I know Ace Anderson said he wants to go and he wants to prove that he can do it by himself. He does not need Ricky Valentine, does not need the order to, you know, be a champion here. But if you're looking to make that point, is Ricky Valentine being there the best way to do that?
I don't believe so. Maybe could help him out.
But at the same time, he doesn't want him to help him out. If he's trying to prove he could do it on his own, then why do you have someone there to help you?
Indeed. I guess we'll have to see if that comes into effect here tonight.
Introducing first, the challenger, weighing 906 pounds, from Beverly Hills, California, the Sin City Saint, Tommy Vegas. And your champion, accompanied by Ricky Valentine, weighing 207 pounds, from Winnipeg, Canada, your Vindication Heavyweight Champion, Ace Anderson.
And now, both these men ready to go. Ace Anderson and Tommy Vegas. This one getting underway. Now Ace Anderson starting off the strikes, but Tommy Vegas stopping him there. Sling blade to Ace Anderson to Vegas. Starting our pot out of the gate, not giving Ace Anderson a moment to, get things going here. And I think he knows that Ace Anderson, he's very much a momentum-based wrestler. The more momentum Ace Anderson has, the harder he is to beat. He's not a out of nowhere winner.
Jawbreaker by Tommy Vegas. And goes for a drop kick, misses. Drop to the chest.
And now,
smacks the arm against the mat there.
And now it's Anderson who's taking control of this one. Lifting him up, deadlift. Sit out powerbomb. Shades of Maverick Dallas, rest in peace. As Ace Anderson continues his assault onto Tommy Vegas, and now cattle mutilation locked in on Tommy Vegas, but Vegas immediately able to roll out and a kick to the back of the head. Now
Tommy Vegas sending to the corner, or Ace Anderson sending Tommy Vegas to the corner. If the knee hits the turnbuckle, then big shot to the back. High card,
and he likes to deal those out like it's candy on Halloween. And it's definitely just like candy on Halloween, it'll ruin your teeth.
Yeah.
Anderson now looking to rearrange more than just the teeth, looking to rearrange the whole face here with these smashes into the turnbuckle.
Oh, big drop kick to the knees there, just flipping Ace Anderson into the air.
And now wrenching the arm of Ace Anderson, targeting it, trying to weaken it, but trying to get rid of some of that power. We saw him hit that power bomb earlier. I think Vegas is trying to make it so he can't hit another one.
Oh, strike there by Ace Anderson. High card again.
And now I think he's going for the all-in knee strike here. And he goes all in on Vegas, and he connects into the cover, and Ace Anderson looking to retain his title. No.
Kick out at 2.
And Anderson. Gotta be honest, Anderson, I thought he had it there with that all-in. He went all-in, unfortunately, did not get the full pot out of it, I guess you could say.
Yeah, now Tommy Vegas slamming him against the mat head first.
Now Vegas lifting up Anderson. Sends Anderson into the corner.
Throwing him into the corner.
A chop to the chest, another one. Anderson now lighting him up with these chops, and now got him on the bottom rope. What does Anderson have in mind? Up and over, leg drop to Vegas. And now Anderson trying to get back into this one, trying to build up some momentum into the cover. No, just not even a 2 count really.
Now into the corner, and then big lariat to the back of the neck there.
And now tied through the legs and snapping back on the ankle. And you gotta feel. Oh, and he's immediately back up. High card to Vegas.
That's it.
Ace Anderson. I was about to say maybe his, that might have hurt his knee, hurt his leg, but regardless. And there we
Sin City Special.
Vegas, do we have a new world champion? 1, 2.
No. Oh, kick out at 2. This match has been absolutely electric.
But Vegas calling Ace Anderson to his feet, looking to put him away. Throat chop there. Elbow to the back gets blocked. High card by Anderson. And now into the cover. 1, 2, 3. And the high card once more does it. Ace Anderson picking up the victory. We saw Vegas continuing to attack Anderson. same time with Anderson, he did not stay down. And I think once he realized after that leg snap that his leg could be in danger, and he just went all out as much as he could. And, we saw him hit the all in, and he was not able to do what he needed to do. Was not able to pick up the victory, but in the end, he played another high card. He went in double or nothing, and he came out with everything.
Indeed, he did, and I think that might have been the one that did it.
A huge victory for Ace Anderson, which cannot be understated.
And his first title defense as well.
Yeah, doing what Tommy Hazard never could.
Indeed.
The winner of the match, and still your Vindication heavyweight champion,
Anderson celebrating
Ace
his
Anderson.
victory.
Well deserved and earned victory as well.
Yes, and wait, hold on. That's the Strahor's music. Is it happening?
No way. It can't. First title defense.
After his title defense, Strahor, are we seeing a cash-in here?
We very well could be. And there he is.
But he does not have the briefcase. He does not have the briefcase. I don't think he can make a legal cash-in here unless he has that gold in the bank briefcase.
I don't know. What else would he be out here for?
That is a great question, Jay. I don't have the answer for you.
Oh. Big words from Strahor.
Big news.
Yeah,
we have a world title match at Midsummer's Mayhem set. Strahor versus Ace Anderson.
Yeah, Strahor telling Ace that he will be exterminated at Midsummer's Mayhem.
Well, we definitely have that to look forward to. And speaking of looking forward to, we have our main event to look forward to as Andrea faces Belle Florent. And if Belle can win, she gets a shot at Andrea's Vindication Women's title at Midsummer's Mayhem. And I've got to say, if I'm Belle, this is my biggest opportunity yet. And pops to be your biggest advantage because with your UFC background, this time you're going to be fighting in a cage.
The main event of the Vindication Super Show is a steel cage match set for 1 fall. Introducing first,
Andrea making her way down to the ring. I've got to say, I mentioned how the steel cage could help Belle in the sense of, familiarity with MMA. But at the same time, there's also not going to be any White Lotus available to interfere in this matchup. So, that's got to be a big advantage for Belle. Andrea does not have her partners in crime, Catherine Levin New York, here to help her.
Yeah, and that just gives Belle another advantage to the MMA background with the cage, and then no White Lotus to give Andrea any help.
But at the same time, we're saying this like, oh, it's a slam dunk for Belle. Belle does not have the greatest win-loss record. And Andrea's the women's champion for a reason. This is definitely still going to be a hard-fought matchup either way.
And her opponent, weighing 186 pounds, from Bordeaux, France, Belle Florent.
Making her way down to the ring. Belle Florent.
And you've got to feel this is Belle's biggest opportunity yet. I mean, this is essentially a #1 contenders match, except if you win, you beat the champion. Which means you've got to have a lot of confidence going into Midsummers. I mean, a big issue a lot of challengers have is they don't know if they can beat the champion. Even if it's just a subconsciously, they don't know if they can beat the champion. If Belle wins here tonight, she knows she could beat Andrea. She just would have to do it again. And now, targeting the leg immediately, picking that leg, is Belle maybe looking to soften up that leg so that she can't hit the kill shot, or at least maybe not as effectively later on.
Maybe. Andrea having her into the corner. Fisherman suplex off that middle rope.
Vicious fisherman suplex, but Belle not staying down for long. Now, got it, the cravat suplex from Belle, and now it's Belle on the offense here, but Andrea returning with some strikes.
Yeah, I see.
Andrea
Into the
tossing
cage.
her into the cage.
And that's something that doesn't happen in MMA. Kick out. That's also got to be something you prepare for. Coming into a steel cage match.
True, and there we see she go for the drop kick, but Belle able to get out of the way. And now, these two continue to fight back and forth. Hurricane Rana catches Andrea. Now
Stomping.
stomping in the chest of Andrea here. Not letting up, and I think Belle showing a bit more of a vicious side than maybe we're used to. But
No.
Andrea lifting her up here, and we see a sit-out, almost like a sit-out, I want to call that almost a sit-out Alabama driver.
Yeah, now sending Andrea to the corner. Kick to the leg. Now into the tree of woe. What can we see from her? And just choking her.
Choking her out, and now into the cover. 1, 2, no, just a 2 count. And one thing we have to remember, this is not your traditional cage match. You can't win by escaping. Don't think you can win by escaping this one. All you gotta do is tap out your opponent or pin him center of the ring.
Yeah, and I see the big elbow drop to the inside of the leg there by Belle.
Possibly softening up for a submission later on. Maybe gonna try and make Andrea tap out.
Yeah. Belle Florent bringing her onto her feet.
Now a shining wizard there, the Massacre into the cover, and Andrea might be knocked out. 1, 2. No.
Kick out at 2.5.
We have the referee there by the door to count the pinfall. Now Andrea, kick to the head. And we see Hurricane Rana again by Belle, sending her across the ring. Now this time into an armbar, keeping the submissions up onto Andrea, trying to soften up that arm, maybe trying to break it in half. But Andrea fighting out of it. Andrea now pulling back on the hair of Belle, sends her to the ground. Now Andrea looking down at Florent, and now got it locked in here for a flatliner of sorts. Goes Andrea now looking to call for the kill shot here, connects right to the head.
Showing off a little bit. Is she even gonna pin her? She just lets her get back up.
Not even going for the pin off the kill shot. Instead, looking to inflict more punishment on Belle. And a big flying clothesline. No, we've seen this before. In the splash zone is Belle, and now we see the second super kick on deck, and now going for the third one.
This is what she likes to call the soul glitch, I believe.
Yeah,
soul
now
glitch there.
may have just kicked the soul out of Belle Florent, and now Belle able to kick out. I thought that was it.
I could have swore that was it too.
It's been
now
taking a kill shot and a soul glitch, but now looking to drop one more kill shot to the head of Bell into the cover. 1, 2, 3. No!
No!
Andrea not able to keep Bell down. And what is it going to take at this point? Just repeated forearms has Bell staggered, but Bell returns with a shot of her own, turns her around. Olympic slam by Bell into the cover. That could be enough to put her away. Did Bell just steal one? She does it!
She does it!
Bell has her match at Midsummer's. I guess it was Andrea for a lot of that match, but when it mattered most, Bell was able to hang in there and survive. Absolutely a major upset. It's been a whole night of upsets, to be honest. But this has to be one of the, if not the biggest of the night, as Bell now punches her ticket to Midsummer's. You gotta wonder, what is next? What does Andrea have to do to prepare now? Could it have been overconfidence? Could she have maybe just gone for the pin after the first kill shot and got the win? Who knows? We'll never know. Science will never find out the answer. But what we do know is Bell has a title shot at Midsummer's against Andrea, and this will end once and for all.
The winner of the main event, Bell Florence.
Bell. Showing the crowd that,
Leading her win.
yes.
And that is all for Vindication. I've been Alexander Shaw, he's been Jay Jones. We will see you at 0 hour. But for now, we bid you a very farewell adieu.